Josek here. Doing more Leet code, at least for now. It's definitely been getting harder. Every day, the challenges I've just happened to notice. Oh my gosh, sorry about the email. Get that out of here. So honestly, I don't know if I'm going to continue. If it's going to keep getting harder, we're only just a little bit halfway through the month. I can't be doing this for hours every day, so I don't know. We'll find something else to do. I'm going to try streaming every day of the month still, but this might be something else. So we shall see. Here is today's problem. Valid parentheses string. Given a string containing only 3 types of characters, open paren, close paren, and a star, write a function to check whether the string is valid. Here are the rules. Any left must have a right. Any right must have a left, corresponding left. Left parentheses must go before the right corresponding parentheses. That's kind of how you're used to them working. Star could be right or left or empty. Also, empty string is valid. Now if we look at our examples, open close is true, it's valid. Open star parenthesis is open star close is true because the star can act like a blank. Okay. Now here is the kind of tricky one where we have open star close close. And it's tricky because the star has to act like an open in order to make this work. We only have 100, which is small. It's a small data set. It's an interesting hint there. And I've seen problems that are kind of like this before, except I've never seen the star variant here. And there's a nice trick you can do with problems like this when they're trying to figure out if like parentheses are valid. And the way that problem usually goes is you do something like maybe -1 every time you open a parenthesis and +1 every time you close it. So in this example, you get it -1 and you end at 0. So it's balanced. In that case though, if you ever get to if you ever go positive, then it's invalid. So let's see if that's true. If we had an invalid example, like, for example, something like autocomplete makes it hard to do a bad example. Sure, like that. So you would go, in this case, you would go -1, -2, +1. It's not 0, so it's invalid. That's not actually the case I was going for, though. I was trying to look at this case where technically the number will add up correctly. So you have to have this additional stop check where you go -1, 0. So we're good there. +1. At that point, we have too many closes, and it doesn't even matter where we go from there, because if we ever breach that other side, we know that we've got too many closes and there's no way back. So that's the simple version of this problem that I'm used to. And I don't know if we'll necessarily be able to take any kind of hints from that, but I wanted to bring it up just in case. The big difference here is we've got a star, which can be an open or can be a close, or it can be nothing. So I'm just brainstorming again here. I don't see any hints, no special notes like we've gotten on other days, just straightforward. I don't think this is an easy problem though. I'm guessing this is another medium. So this might be my last. It just takes too long for me. All right. I can't be doing it every day. So if we look at the samples and we did the running sum trick, it's going to work for this. Let's see what it works like for something like this. So here we go -1. Now here, it could be one of two things. Hey, I hope you got some sleep, Abdul. Either that or you might be a robot. You might want to consider that. Let's see here. Have you done this problem yet? Got -1. So if it was another open, then our number would be number 2. If it was a close, it would be 0. Otherwise, it could be just empty, and we could maintain. So we have 3 possible states. It just seems that it's going to explode if we try to keep track of all possibilities. Because then when I look at this thing, I would have to go and say, okay, this is going to add 1, so it's going to make you -1. So you're out of the running. You're going to go to +1, so you're out of the running. But you are going to 0 out. Yeah, those captures. All right, so you're good. You've proved yourself. So in this case, we know that this is a valid string because this was an option. But you can imagine a string that looks something like, you know, this. Did you end up keeping a tree of possible values? I don't think a tree is a good idea because every time we see a star, we're going to have a 3-way split, which is just going to explode here when you have multiple. And yeah, it's kind of weird. So if I kept a stack, this is too much for me to think about here. So we'll look at this example here. If we kept the stack, and every time we saw an item, we would push it, and whenever we could close it, we can remove the items from the stack. And I guess when we're not sure, like when we see a star, like here, we just leave it for now. So we leave it. Now we see this one. At this point, we could close the star, but we don't have to. So let's keep going. All right. So when we get to here, though, at this point, you know, I've been talking about it like a stack, but really, I would kind of need to go backwards in time here to see if I could close this thing up. So I'd say I can't close you. I can close you. Now you closed. Let's try another example and see if that strategy actually holds some water. Let's see here. Like, what would that look like? Got a bunch of stars. I push autocomplete. I push my first item. Star, so we leave it, and we push the rest of the stars. At this point, you know, I was talking about kind of going backwards, but it really, it's just weird. Like it just doesn't make sense to me. I can't just like close off pairs, because I could have other stuff mixed in here. Let's take another look. I think I'm liking the stack. Did you end up using a stack? I feel like the stack kind of felt right. Oh, geez. Mikosare. Oh, man, I think that's really good. You know, I didn't even think right of check is valid. Any left must have a corresponding right. Any right must have a corresponding left. So I don't know what happens with a question like this. So if I understand what you're saying, Mikosare, is basically compare the first parentheses only if they are not balanced, then we go into here. So would that be like, okay, we're balanced, move on? Or are you saying like compare like the outer pair, like the first and the last. I'm actually gonna do a little test here and see what they think of this test. Is that valid or not? Okay, so multiple stacks kind of sounds like similar to the tree idea. Okay, so they are saying this is valid, which is interesting. Okay, so it means it's not necessarily one expression, it could be multiple. All right. So back to what you're saying, Mikasir. If we look at our example like this thing right here, we only go into the parentheses if it's not balanced. So I come in here, push the first item. Now I get a star, and I don't know if I'm balanced yet. And once I become uncertain, I don't know how to get back to being certain. So even when I see the next item, I just don't know how to tell if this is closed or not. Like if that star is that, then this is invalid. If it's that, if it's, empty, then it's closed. And if it's this, then, we're still moving, so I haven't finished. So I don't know yet. So I kind of feel almost like I need to do 2 passes. Is that crazy? So if we go back to the counting idea, we started at -1. And I don't know. +1, 2. So I've got the answer 2 here. Oh, I did the math wrong. 0 and 1. So in this case, I have a 1 and I need to get to 0 because 0 is balanced. So in a way, I could kind of count up my stars and say, hey, do you have at least enough stars to get this to 0? The only thing about that, though, is it doesn't help me with the case where things are just in the wrong order. Like, for example, if I swap these two. Now, that is, an invalid parentheses because they're pointing in the wrong direction. Huh. So if they're pointing in the wrong direction like that, I would start with a 1. Question. I'd go up to 2, and then 1, and then I would say, yeah, sure, you're fine, because we can get that down to 0. I don't think this works, though, because of this example. But there's a lot of latency with the stream, sorry. I need to fix that. I looked for a setting, I couldn't find one. Yeah. So I still have to obey the rules. I still have to kind of do something like the case I was talking about earlier where we like keep like a running sum. And I think I was saying, I'm just going to write this down like this equals 1 and this equals -1. All right. So if we were to kind of go about it this way, it'd say, hey, the first sum we get is -1, so that's against the rules. We should never go negative. So that's another rule we have. Never go negative. Okay. So with our good example, yeah, so with this example, oh my gosh. This one, we started off with -1, which should never happen. We should never go negative. So we know the rest doesn't matter, it's invalid. This use case though, yeah, this case we start +1, good. We have a I don't know. And then we go negative here, or which just sets this back to 0. And then we go -1 again, but we have in this case, oh, so maybe, yeah. So every time we see a negative number, we have to reduce our number of stars here. I think that's it. I think this is gonna work. You know, I said I'm not gonna do these problems anymore, but I have a feeling if this is the solution that I'm gonna want to do it tomorrow. Yeah. Okay. Let's give this a shot. Alright, there's basically our rules. So what we'll do is declare a sum. Starting at I. And we also need like a star count. I don't know if it works though. I don't know. I feel uncertain. All right. So if s at I equals this, and the autocomplete drive me crazy, then sum plus 1 plus equals 1. Okay. Else if sum is the other direction, sum minus minus. Now if sum is greater is less than 0, okay, good. So if sum is less than 0, yeah, I could almost just say star count. Star count. Stars. And that'll be the else 2 up here. So otherwise we increment stars. So if sum is less than 0, then we remove star, sure. And if stars is less than 0, then we can just return false. It's not valid. And if we make it all the way through that, then we're done. So we got all our rules in there. Some goes positive or some goes negative, or we count the star. And we have a condition in there checking that our star count never goes negative. Oh, and I do decrement. Okay, yeah, cool. Let's see if this works. Runtime error. Oh man, that autocomplete. This is why I should be using code. All right. Undefined 1. What the heck? Sounds like syntax error. Undefined one. Oh, look at that. What's that garbage? I. Screen big enough, I hope. Did I not hit the button? Come on, you can do it. Oh my gosh. Undefined one. Where do I even have a one? Unexpected end of JSON input. I less than length, not one. Oh, right. Yeah. Latency. I was just going to drop it in here. Let's see, what was this called? Parentheses, sure. Huh. That's funny. It messes up my plugin. So I can't trust my plugin. That looks okay. Okay. Am I crazy here? I'm about to do like... It's that time when I start thinking that the compiler's crazy. Try that. Undefined one. I mean... I guess it would help if I actually called something. Okay, I mean... This looks like the right answer to me. Undefined input. I don't know what to do about this. Maybe if I just always return the wrong answer. So, oh, the custom, was that the problem? That's funny. So, if I uncheck that. No, oh my gosh. Okay, I mean, maybe the problem is incorrect for JavaScript. Wow. Refresh browser, yeah. Okay, yeah, refresh the browser. All right, you called it. Uh, not sure what happened there. Let's try a couple other inputs they mentioned. Come on. Hey, that's good. All right. What about this use case we talked about? This should be false, if I understand the rules correctly. Okay. And what if we just do something goofy like, I don't know, all stars or something? I think that's going to work out all right. Okay, so will this be the first? Guess I can put this stuff back. Yeah, I don't know what happened there. This isn't going to make any real difference, but this would be the first time I've ever solved a problem on this website without going to console.log. That might be true. Wrong answer. Oh, that's funny. So how do I fix that? So in this case, I should have gotten a 1 left over. So what should I say? The sum should always be greater than stars. Or no, sum should be greater than or equal to stars. In this case, we'll have 1 and 0. All right. What the heck? I said false for that? Okay, what happened there? So here, I should have said sum plus plus, the sum equals 1. Next time, stars equals 1. Yep, you got it, Abdul. Sorry, I keep shortening your name, Abdul Rahman. Bad habit. So we have a sum of 1. We have a stars of 1. We come back around, we go to minus. So sum goes to negative, or goes to 0 rather. And so then down here, I could skip. I say is the sum, which is 0, greater than or equal to stars. I got this backwards. Okay. So what the heck happened here? We could have more stars because it could be 0. So sum has to be, stars has to be greater than or equal to sum. Oh, cool. Thank you. So I definitely don't want to trace through this by hand. But what does it look like would have happened here? We would have gone 1, 2, 1, 0. 1, 2, 3, 2. 1, 2, 1, 3, 2. 3, question mark. I don't want to keep doing that. Let me just shorten it. So if I would have gotten this one wrong, I should have also gotten this one wrong. All right, got that one wrong. And I should have also gotten this problem wrong. Oops. Ooh, that's good. I've never clicked this before. Okay, so I got that wrong as well. I'm basically just trying to shorten the problem that I need to look at. These are all things that I think would have canceled out and not actually affected how I ran anything. Okay, so I should have gotten this problem wrong too. Yeah, so I can see here that this should not have returned true. So I think what happened with my algorithm is basically I tried to kind of add up the stars and see, hey, do I have at least 2 stars to cover this? And I did, but those 2 stars were in my past, not in my present. They didn't come up. So those stars weren't able to help this. They were in my past, not my future. So it's almost like I need to kind of check this at some other point. So if we walk through this example, hey, I'm fine with ugly forest. So if I run through this, we start with 1, we go to 2, we increase our star count. I'll just update it. Then we go back down to 1, back up to 2, increase the stars. And sum goes down to 1, down to 0. It's interesting that we hit 0. So what we said is this is perfectly balanced even without changing the stars. So it's almost like we could just kind of lob this off and reset the stars. So anything else that happens afterwards, but that's not even real. We can't really say that because this could have happened differently. We could have had an open one there. So I don't think I could just do that. All right, let's keep going. Sum goes 1, sum goes 2, star count is 3, and we've never used a star. We haven't used a star yet because we never went negative. In my case, I said, hey, do we have at least as many stars to cover the sum? Answer was yes, but I never checked to see where those stars were, if that makes any sense. So that's Alan. I don't have the Ergo Chair too. What's up, Math Cubes? That is my co-host, buddy Alan, and he does still have that chair. He does have one that he likes better now, though. Actually, I'm getting confused about which one he has and which one he likes. He sent me a text about it yesterday, though, but my wife has my phone. I'll tell you which one he prefers. Let's see here. Oh, now I want to know. But like, we know our wife, we're literally talking. Hey, that's weird. We're literally talking about this. Oh, there it was. Dang it. Yeah, so he's got this one, but that's not his favorite. Ads. Haha. So that's funny. He didn't link to the one that he likes better. Yeah, so he likes this chair. It was good. He didn't link to the chair either. What the heck, Alan? Oh, hang on. One sec. I think my wife's home. I'll be right back.
Hi everybody, this is Alan Underwood with codingblocks.net, and in this video I want to do a quick review of the autonomous Ergo Chair 2 that we recommended in our November 2018 shopping spree for developers. I think actually I recommended it. So they have on their site a video that goes through all the features and functions of this thing, which I'll quickly...
Alright, sorry about that. So the chair that he prefers. Oh my gosh, now I gotta find the text. Like, we work together, we've got a Slack, we've got Hangouts, we've got Google Chat. Let's see, where else could this message might have been? It could have been text. I'm sorry, this is a welcome distraction for me. Sorry if this is annoying. This problem is driving me nuts. I'm trying to load my messages and not going through. Alright, well, I'm gonna leave that trying to load. I must be killing my bandwidth. Alright, yeah, so this chair is good. I forget which one I have, but it's okay. But Outlaw has the Air on, like the super expensive one. Oh, I've never sat in this one. But I'll find it out whenever this thing stops spinning. Oh man, it was like the... Okay, I'm gonna have to stop thinking about it because I'm not gonna remember. Yeah, that's the thing with chairs, man. You gotta get a good one. Like, and the price doesn't even mean you get a good one. The one I've got now, it's like a workhorse. I think I paid $500 for it, but I sit in it like 10, 12 hours a day. I sit in it a lot. Alright, back to the problem. So, I think where I went wrong here was that I counted all the stars and not just the stars from the stars that matter to me. Like, if I'm positive, I should only check stars to the right. And if I'm negative, I should only check stars to the left. But that's a weird thing to do as we go along. So it's almost like I need to kind of keep like star indexes and know when I use the star up. So let's try that. Let's make stars equal to this. And stars, yeah, the asterisks. Yeah, so the deal with this problem is that we were trying to figure out if we have a valid set of parentheses, but stars can be a left, asterisks can be a left parenthesis, a right parenthesis, or nothing. And so it's tricky. And I thought we had a working solution, but it didn't quite work out because I didn't have enough stars to the right of these two to close this expression. I only had one star, but I was counting the stars on the wrong side of me. It's not the case. So now, instead of just keeping track of the count of stars, I'm going to keep track of where those stars are. And if I ever go negative, then it's okay for me to check just the length of the stars, because I know that all stars are behind me. What if I said, this might work out, if my sum is greater than 0, meaning I'm still unbalanced, I'm going to sneeze. Alright, hopefully I muted correctly. If the sum is ever greater than 0, pop, sure. This may work out really well, or may not, I'm not sure. Hey, what's Alan doing here? Alan, I keep forgetting, what's the chair that you prefer? You know, the one that I literally asked you about yesterday and then promptly forgot. You know, my phone literally says like this message cannot be loaded. You see that? Anyway, that's it. So now I have to see this chair. It's the Ergo Chair Work Pro Quantum. Alan, how long you been here and you haven't helped me yet? What the heck? We need to get an affiliate link in here. I'm in Firefox, so I can't add it. I'll get that later. Let's see here. All right. Else if sum is greater than 0, then what I need to do is make sure that there's at least as many items to the right to theoretically solve the problem. So we don't care about the stars.length. We care about the s.length minus our current index. Minus 1. So if our sum is ever greater than what's left, I don't think this is going to be sufficient, but I'm going to try it. I'm going to try and cheat here. Stars.push. What the heck? I don't think this is going to work. Cool serendipity. Or else maybe I just talk about you all the time. Could be either one. S and I. You're going to have to tune in to find out. We got another hard problem, by the way. 43 minutes already. Oh, I didn't mean to hit submit. I ruined my ratio. Hey, we got the right answer for this. But we got the wrong answer for this one. How did that happen now? I said false for this. The sum went to 1. Star count we pushed to 1. And then we close this, which should have went to 0. Oh, stars dot. This is JavaScript for you. I didn't check stars dot length. I just checked to see if an array was greater than the sum. And apparently an array is not greater than the sum. Don't ask me why that wasn't a syntax error, but now we know. So we got the right answers there. Let's see if we submit here. I'm not feeling too positive. Ah, crap. Nope. We got another test case failed here. And I'm kind of surprised that we failed this one, because I thought we checked for this. So we get a left. We go negative on the sum. Then right below we say, hey, if sum less than 0, stars.pop. That doesn't make sense. You can't pop an empty array. And I check to see if stars.length is less than 0, which is never going to happen. Feels close. All right, let's see. Hit submit. Oh my gosh. I hate coding. I want more meetings. All right. Oh man, I didn't mean to hit submit. Yeah, check it. I don't know what happens if I try to pop when it's empty. Let's see. All right. Let's see what we get here. So we still got the wrong answer on this one. So what happened here? We said +1, which caused us to check if we had at least enough room to make it up later. And we do. The length is, where is it? The length is 4 minus 1, 3 minus 1 is 2. So, wait, what? Our sum was 1. Okay, yes. 1 is not greater than 2. That's hilarious. Then we return false. So we kept going. Came back around. Next one's a star. So all we do is just push it. Now we got to close one. Whoa. Didn't mean to move that. So we're back down to 0, which is fine. 0 is a good condition. Then we went -1. We came back to -1. We said if stars.length, then we pop it. Okay, I see what's going on here. So the deal is I should have left stars as a number. It's tripped me up to have that as an array. So let's just put that back. Stars is greater than 0. We don't even need to check that anymore. We'll straighten this out. Stars ++. If stars is less than 0. So if sum is greater than length. Yeah, my chair is good, except it's literally breaking. It's got like these rubber arm pads that keep ripping off. Like I just pulled this one off right now. So it's not too much longer for this Earth. Maybe I can get another 4 years out of it. I'm too cheap. Let's see. Else if. What else are we doing with these stars? I think that's it. So same algorithm, I got rid of the weird array notion. We don't need to worry about that. Runtime error. All these parentheses are making me go cross-eyed. So now we got a wrong answer here. What the heck? Oh, I hit submit again. Ah. I'm not ready to submit. True, false. Yes, we got this one wrong. How on earth did that happen? What was this one? Stars minus. Yeah, you're right. I deleted the... So never decrement stars, so it's always returning true. That's funny. I need unit tests. True, false, false, true. Alright, is this it? Is this going to be the final time? Ah, boy. My history is forever ruined. Alright, let's see what happened here. So, of course... Oh, look at that. We got the mystery error back. Alright. I think it's not liking the comments or something. Like that stuff seems to be messing with it. Oh, I lost my custom test case. No. I think it was this that we were looking at. And we had some good custom test cases too. That's a bummer. So we got the right answer. So this might have just been another problem with the runner. Dang it. That's right. This was the new problem. All right. I know. I'm cursed. All right. So this should have been true, and I said it was false. The algorithm should have said this is 1, stars is 1. Now we're at 2. And this is where I goofed, because I said, hey, this is 2, only count forwards. That's not, so yeah, that's a logical flaw. That's a problem. That's not a bug in my code. That's not an off by 1 error. That is a bad algorithm. And I think it comes down to us not keeping track of those positions. So I'm going to redo the stars where we keep the index. And whoa, what happened there? Phew. All right. Stars, we're going to leave that as an array. Means we got to push our index. You know, 3 stacks isn't so bad anymore, Abdul. We'll pop. If we can. What happens if you try to pop an empty array? Apparently JavaScript doesn't care. It's fine with it. So we're fine with it. If it's good enough for JavaScript, it's good enough for me. If stars.length equals 0, then we got a problem. And there's not enough stuff that we've seen to fix this. That's still good. Now, I don't like that condition. I'm almost wanting to track when we go positive. So let's look at this example here. Oh, I lost it again. Fine. There we go. Alright, so we got the wrong answer. If it equals 0 after popping, oops, yeah, you're still good, that's right. Yeah, it's okay if we equal 0 then, right? It can't be 0 before we start. So stars dot length equals 0 before we need to pop it, then we're broke. Otherwise, we're good. Oh man, how could this one be wrong? So we would have gone 1, 2, 3. We would have counted all these stars. Then gone 2, 1, 0. And it should have been good. Except that stars is, dang it. Stars is an array now. Even though I'm not using it for anything. Alright, so we got all good answers now. Hit submit. We're still going to have a problem. That's fine. It's this thing. And this is the thing, if you remember, like I condensed it down to the problem and then we lost it. So I'm going to do that again. All right. Still good. Blah, blah. Okay, so this breaks us. And this is the case that we did the check there. I know, I need to just use the shortcut. So if we look down here, then yeah, we got the wrong answer. I'm not gonna click anything. Not gonna, I clicked it. Sorry, I couldn't help it. All right. So this is the case where I want to check items to the right. So I'm going to take a look at this example. I'm just going to work through it on the screen, no code. So we start here with our sum, 1, 2, our star count is 1. I don't need to tally the sum. Okay, then we get down to 1, backed up to 2, 1, 0. At this point, we are even. We still have 2 stars in the background. All right, now the sum goes 1. Sum goes 2. The star count goes 3. That 0 keeps coming back to me though. Yeah, it's definitely worth fixing the latency. I think it's in here somewhere. It's all good. I need a distraction. Sometimes you need to step away for a little bit. Output. Custom buffer. I don't think any of that's it. Replay buffer. That's probably it. So it's probably adding a 20-second. I just figured it out. Unfortunately, I can't change it while I'm streaming. Give that a shot. I don't think it'd be either of those. None of that. Stream delay. Also, delay 5 seconds. Not anymore. Alright, maybe it's better. I don't know if that'll take effect right now. But it looks like the replay buffer is probably at a minimum. It's still going to mess that up. So when we got to that 0, these still are in the background. They could have been anything. But when I got to positive 2 again, it's like I should have known to only count stars after me. So it's like if we're dealing with positive numbers, I should only count stars that come after me. If it's a negative number, it could be stars that come before me. That can help me with my situation. So what if we said like left stars and right stars, just to make things more complicated? That doesn't make sense though, because I'm never going to see right stars. So all stars that I've stored here are effectively left. Just this is not sufficient to truly answer the question. Yeah, Tin Man, so that's the deal. I've gone back and forth on stars being an array or just a count a few times. The thing is, we're having a problem with this particular use case, where if we just did a count, yep, you called it, yeah, so it doesn't need to be. But yeah, I don't think knowing the indexes helps us at all. So I'm gonna go back for, was it the third or fourth time, to stars being not an array. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll check that out. Thank you. So if stars is less than or equal to 0, return false. Stars minus, which is another way of saying that, is that. Alright, so stars is no longer here, but if we run this again with the shortcut, then we still get the wrong answer on this one. So this one is the one where these items can't take into account the stars that are to the left of it. So I'm almost wondering if, like, and this is not the right answer, but what if I kept like peaks array, and whenever sum is greater than 0, oh yeah, I don't need to keep the peaks array, I could just check. Whenever sums is greater than 0, if sum is greater than 0, then the only things that can close me are one of these to the right somewhere in my future, or a star. So I was trying to do some math there to kind of like figure out if it was possible, but just because it's possible to fix me in the future doesn't mean I'm gonna get fixed in the future, because I could have other things there. So when I go positive, which would be when I first see this one, it's like I almost need to like carry a positive charge and just ignore everything in the past, because the past can only make things worse when it's balanced. There's something about the 0 here that just I keep coming back to, but it's not sufficient to just check for 0, because I can make 0 happen all the time. Like, it's easy to kind of use those stars to potentially make zeros. But there's something about being able to say, I'm good here, those stars don't count. What if the sum is greater than 0? Huh. And I see a star. No, I can't decrement stars. I can't lose stars when I see them. The sum is greater than 2. I don't know, I'm having a tough time. Need some more cherry Coke. Now it just went past an hour. So an hour is when I said, if this takes me longer than an hour, I'm not doing it tomorrow. We'll see. I'm probably going to feel awesome coming back to it like I did last night. Walked away from the problem and came back like, yes. The deal with yesterday is I recognize it as a dynamic problem. I don't think this is a dynamic problem, even though I'm treating it like one, because I don't think it's dynamic because it doesn't break up into smaller sub-problems. So why am I trying to treat it like a dynamic problem? I've effectively made a table of my results, but I'm fairly certain this is not dynamic. I wish I would have thought of that an hour ago. It just feels so close. I'm going to write out the sums here. Went 1, 2, 1. 2, 2, 1, 0, 1, 2, 3. But this 2 should only count the items that I saw past it. Which is like, it makes me think I should have just set stars to 0. When the sum equals 0, let's try it. I was thinking I didn't want to do that because we could make zeros. I don't know. We'll try it. False, true. It broke us on this one. Because when we hit 0, I removed the star, and then it wasn't available for this one. Now this one, it was okay. And I think there's something to be said for this. So when it's negative, we can use anything in the history, and that's fine. Anything in the history can help us close by closing anyone in the past. But I just don't know what to do when the sum is greater than 0. What if I reset it when it's coding by coincidence here? Yeah, I didn't get the right answer. I got it right for that one, but wrong for this one. If the summer is greater than 1, then I have to borrow a star. What if I said something like that borrowed stars borrowed star equals 0? So it's like sum changes from 0 to 1. Yeah, that's what I was kind of thinking there. Yeah, so, you know, I shouldn't say borrowed. We'll say left stars and right stars. Which is weird. Or maybe we should just say stars and future stars? I don't know. Past stars. I like that. Past stars and future stars. So whenever we see one, we just add to past stars. Whenever we need one from this direction, then we use one if we got it. If we don't have it, it's a failure condition. That's good. Now here, we're saying we need a future star or a closure. So if I see a close and I needed a future star, I don't know, there's something about that. This is telling me I need a future something, but it's not necessarily a star. I need a close. Need need rights. These are ones that need rights. And here, whenever I decrement some, I can decrement need rights. Oh, jeez. This just feels wrong. Need rights. Because I don't want this to go below 0. And even then, what do I do with need rights? When I see the star here, or I see a closure, need rights needs to go down. So there. Huh. So could I think about the problem that way? Is that simpler? Let's look at these 3 test cases. We'll start with the simpler one. And what if I just kept track of lefts, rights, and stars? L, right, and stars. So we could even just draw it like this. Jeez. Left, right, and star. Yeah, man. 10 minutes. I already ate dinner, but breaks help. Except I think about it the whole time I'm on the break, so it's not really that much different. So we got a 1. I'm going to keep the indexes here. So we'll say 0, 2, 3, geez, no, 0, 1, 2, and 3. How does that help? I know when I do that, I'm going to go back through my list here. I have to say, hey, you need to have one greater than you. And so I could say, okay, got it. And then here I say you need to have one less than you. Yeah, got it. Done. Okay, that was interesting. There was some kind of back and forth there that was weird, but I might be okay. Let's try this one, sure. So we said 0, 1, 2. Okay. Now whenever we close, we could do this operation too. But we can't close yet. We got 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't actually care how many of those are. And then here, whenever we close, say 8. So I can go ahead and bump this 8. This 2. Then I push 9. There we go. Push 10. There we go. We're done. Okay. What about this? This is our Waterloo. So we say 0, 1, 2, 3. Whenever we say 3, we say, okay, you gotta eat one. So let's go ahead and have you eat this one. Now we're at index 4. So That was 4. Sorry, no, that was 3. This is 4. 5. 6. But it eats 1. This is what you did, isn't it, Abdul? 3 stacks. So you might as well prefer to eat off this stack, but you can always resort to this stack if necessary. So I'm going to comment all this stuff out because I don't think that works. Because of the greater than condition. We might be able to find someone else who figured out some clever way around that. But I don't know. So if we start it all over, I think this is it. I've said that before. But map equals, and we'll have a left 0. Oh no, don't be ashamed, man. Getting anything to work is just amazing. I might give up on this one. This might be why Waterloo. I equals 0 less than s dot length I plus plus. Okay. So if s at I equals that, then map at that equals equals that plus 1. Else we'll do the star next. I almost want to just do car. Make it a little bit easier to read letter. So if the letter equals that, map at letter equals map at letter plus 1, which also means I can do that for here for the star. So if letter is star, then we just increase the star. And so those are the same. So we could just do that. So else. So if it's a left one, then we've got something special to do. You're right. You're right. It needs to push the index. Good call. Good call. Map at letter dot push our index. So if we've got a closure, then if map at open has at least 1, then map at open dot pop, else map dot star dot pop. Okay, this can't be just it though, can it? So there is one other condition I guess we have to check at the end here. Or basically say after we do all that work, we go through all the items, we can say, hey, if map at the open item if do we have to loop through all of them? I can't just do a length. Nope. for let I equals 0, I less than map at open dot length I plus plus map at bracket map at open bracket dot index is ever greater than map at star dot index we also have to check to make sure that we even have enough here. So basically, if we have more open parens than stars, then we don't even have to do the loop. Then we can return false. Otherwise, we loop through. And if the index here is ever greater than the index there, that's another false condition. Otherwise, return true. I'm so confident this is the right answer that I'm not even going to run it. All right, you guys have a good night. I'm just kidding. Oh, I'm going to run it. All right. That was super funny though, right? Line 54. Look at that. Okay. Let's see. Oh my god. What? And we're just programming the gaps. So we got a single one here. So what happened? We came in here, we looped through. We pushed it onto the item. If you push a close parenthesis when stars and open the parenthesis stacks are both empty, then it's definitely not valid. If I ever push a close parenthesis, yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Yeah, I think we might have that covered. I'm not totally sure. All good. We're going to fix that latency thanks to you. All right, map length. So why didn't this catch this condition? What did I do wrong there? It should have said we have 1 here, and that's greater than 0. Return false. And instead, I output true. Let's see here. Sol.log map. And whoa. We'll save these somewhere else. Oh, you know, see, I didn't get to solve a problem without doing console.log. Dang it. So, check it out. I managed not to. Oh, this was only a close. Okay. Okay. So if we ever have any more opens. So what the heck happened here? Why didn't this fail here? So we got. Oh, I didn't have an else. I didn't have a good else. So it should have been if we have a star. That should have been an error. If we have a star, pop it, else return false. Yep, you got it. Refresh. There's something about all these parentheses that keep messing it up. Oh, I lost my custom case again. Was it just this one? Just one close? All right, here it goes. Come on. Wrong answer. What? What now? Hey, where's the details? Console.log map. Eh. I don't see my output. That's because it never ran. I said false. It expected true. Did I do something wrong here? If we have an open one, I wonder if I should always get rid of the one that's closest to me. Line 51. Yep. So if we have open, always use one that we're forced to use. Otherwise, so we're being pessimistic here, being a little greedy. Otherwise, remove there. Otherwise, we return false. All right, let's see how the map is looking at every step of the way. Oh, joy! That's a joy to read. All right, so somehow we got down here at the bottom. We had two open. We had a whole bunch of stars. We had no closes. Two open. No closes. A whole bunch of stars. And that returned false. Wait, what? Why would that return false? Did it happen here? So we check to see if the open length was greater than the map length. Okay. So here we had an open length of 2. So we went all the way through this for this guy. Okay, so this is good. This is probably legit. So we should see this get printed out again. All right, here's our standard out. Yep, so we fell all the way through. And the deal is we've got this number here at 43. So I must have goofed the loop up. So here I said if the length of this guy is greater than the length of this guy, then we have a problem. But it isn't. This only had 1 and this had many. So we made it past there into here. And here's where I goofed up. I went through each one. Oh, 'cause I didn't go through the stars. I made sure that this is always going to be the minimum, so that should be okay. I went through that length and I said, hey, you at 43, are you greater than, and I checked, that's the problem. I checked the first element in the map. So I said, hey, is 43 greater than 13? And what I should have done is the opposite. I should have started at the other end and said, hey, is 43 bigger than 48. So it's map.I.length minus 1 minus I. Almost hit submit again. And we got true and true there. Okay, that was good. That was good. What about these other things? These all still good? Why didn't I do this in code? We could have been debugging. Someone next time, you gotta remind me to do this in code. Oh my gosh, this again. Now it's all gonna work. Oh, I always forget it loses. Ah, jeez. Alright, I'm killing that. I think this is it. What now? So we got all the way down here to the last condition again. We looped through both of these. I said, hey, is 5 greater than 80? Nope. 36 greater than 72? Nope. 50 greater than 69? Nope. 51 greater than 65? Nope. 66 greater than 55? Yes. So this is a logical problem, not a bug. We run this down here. Let's do that again. So 5 was an open. Okay. Okay. 5 was an open, so it needs at least some number bigger than 5. So I could have taken the 9 and the 52. Okay, and the 55 and the 51. So, okay, this is cool. So, I mean, naively, I really just need to check if there's any number in here that is bigger than my number. And we could do that more efficiently, but I think at this point in the game, it's okay to just say, like, contains index of. No, I need to find a number. I'm gonna have to look up the syntax for this in the in this here. So it's gonna be this dot. Let's see. Put a 10 in here. Say dot find, and I want to take a number and say is I greater than 5. So it returns me the 10. Good. And if I say I less than 5, I should get nothing. Okay, cool. So I just want to find. Oh, but I can't use it more than once. That's awkward. Okay, fine. Now we have 2 for loops here. This is gonna be weird. J less than our map at star length. This is getting nasty. But I think it's gonna work. So if map at star at j is greater than map at open at I, then we good. There's got to be a better way to kind of compare 2 arrays like this, but kind of feels spent. So I'm just gonna do this. If at any point we see a star that is bigger than our open, then we're just gonna splice it out of there. I know I always advocate for not modifying stuff. But that's exactly what I'm gonna do. It'll be at J and I. So we'll just remove that item. And then we'll break. And that'll be good. You know what? Let J equal 0. Let's keep J persistent. We don't need to keep looping through this thing. So then this is no longer a for loop, it's a while loop. While J is less than map at star dot length, then we keep incrementing. Actually, let's just go ahead and increment first. No, not true. If we find one, is this making sense? If we find one that's big enough, we're basically looking for the minimum number that's bigger than us. And then we need to remove it. Can I do like a find index like this? That would do the same thing. Yeah, we can. So let's just do it that way then. This is not efficient, but that's okay. It's okay. I do dirty things all the time. Dirty, bad, nightmarish, ghoulish things. No one should have to see or clean up after. If map at star dot find index some number where that number is greater than map at open at I. All right, we'll just do it like this. Let found index or found star index, sure. If found star index, this is going to end up doing repeated work, but I think it'll be all right. If we enter a problem with the runtime, we can adjust this. If it's greater than or equal to 0, then we'll remove it from our star. Oops. We will splice out one character at found star index. Else, we return false. That's it. Is this going to work? Okay. This is not the prettiest code I've ever written. It's not the ugliest either. Unexpected token, okay. That's fine. Oh my gosh. False, expected true. What happened? I almost just want to reverse these, you know? It's like, is your biggest bigger than my biggest? Okay, move on. Oh, it's such a dumb part to get stuck on at the end here. Sorry for the delay here, folks. Hope you all having a good time. It's Friday, Junior. Tomorrow's Friday. I have weekends off. It's very exciting. Man, how'd you like that stream with Mad Viking God last night, Abdul? He friggin' flew through those first couple problems. We were both kind of brain dead. It was late at night, but he just chomped through them. Map an eye, splice. I'm just going to keep logging the map here. When in doubt, log more. That's not right. It only happened once. That's not right. So we said found index. If the found star index. Oh, look, I never, wait, I did. It's not I. I have too many I's. N. If N is greater than map, there we go. True. All right, we take this thing out again. This is it. This is it. I feel it. Oh my God. This is not pretty. You know, speaking of, if I take it over here and save it, prettier will make it prettier. It's a little nicer. Oh my gosh. So this could be better, for sure. For sure. But we know that in this case they said that the string size will be in the range of 1 in 100. So this is not going to take much time, but this is enough to keep us from getting an award-winning answer. So if we go look at the details for this. So we're in the good part. Yeah, my wife calls it stubbornness. So if we look over here, man, it looks like everyone pretty much did something high. This is coming, we're talking about, yeah, keeping track of the highs and the lows. They didn't keep the indexes. They just kept a low and a high. Okay, that's cool. So that's good. That's slick. So that was legit better. Here's a sample that kind of ran at the same time as me. Oh my gosh. Yeah, and they did the same kind of thing here. So this is better than I did it. But same kind of deal where they did 2-loop approach. So okay, cool. Yeah, that worked pretty well. And then the best solution, if I can even click in there. Oh, gross. Huh, they did some caching. That's weird. They've got a solver function. What on earth? Oh, they've got a recursive function. So they kind of do it like a human would do it. You kind of loop through and you kind of remove the things as you close them. This one's too advanced for me. That's crazy. Object to create? No, weird. Hey, 15%, man. That's awesome. RazTubes, what's up? I still don't quite understand the how to look at the memory distribution. Oh, look at that. You can zoom. I didn't know. Didn't know. So that's an easier way of kind of zooming in on the better ones. Look at that. Look at this solution. So if it's open, they do -1. Otherwise, +1. What? If the high is ever less than 0, they break. And then the low is the max of lower 0. And bottom 50% is fine, man. It's so hard just to solve this crap. I mean, this beautiful, elegant, mathematical purity. Look at this solution, though. This solution makes me want to go eat more soup. Oh, Raz tubes. I don't know, man. I don't know. This is, I was looking at my solutions from past days. There was one solution where I was in the worst 5%. And then Mad Viking God went and did it, and it solved it in like 2 seconds and was in like the top 0%. It was ridiculous. Let's see here. Oh, we're just doing it for fun anyway, so it doesn't matter. But I forget how to see the ones I've solved. Oh yeah, we can just go back here. And we'll see just how bad one of my solutions was that we were looking at. It's either happy number. Nope, it was not happy number. It was move this. I don't remember. I don't remember which one it was. Wrong answer. What the heck? I must have been messing with this one. And then, that's funny. At some point I got the right answer. Well, anyway, somewhere in here I did a terrible job. And JavaScript. Retrieve last submitted. Sorry, the latest. Okay, so somehow I'm losing submitted answers. I don't know what's going on there. Stars in that solution? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, what's funny is we talked about that solution, right? Like, I don't know if you're here in the very beginning. The first thing we did is we literally talked about that and said, well, I've seen problems like this, but I've never seen it with the star. And what you do is basically you go -1 or 1. And if you ever go, either negative or positive, depending on which direction you're going, then you're done. But the only thing they did differently on that one was that they checked to see the math.min of low or the 0, and just kept it going. I don't know. I don't know how that worked out. But thank you so much for hanging out. Hour and 48. So I'm gonna go ahead and try tomorrow. But just warning you. That might be the last. I don't know if I got 30 days of this in me. There's other things I want to do. I still want to get back to Beam. I'd like to do some stuff on Kafka. Yeah, I have other projects, QIT, calling my name. So I'm going to get out of here. But y'all have a good one. I'll probably be doing streaming. I like this time. Seems pretty good. But then I'll be doing some weekend for some longer stuff. Oh yeah, Abdul, I want to see your answer. What does that do? 4, 3? I don't know CPP.show. You're already way cooler than me just doing C++. That's like way harder. Oh, here we go. Okay, so I don't know how well I'm going to be able to read this. It's been so long since I've done any C or C++, but it looks like a vector of characters. Okay. So that's cool. And we have a character here. C, okay. Oh no, man, I gotta see this now. C is this, okay. Oh, and the one before it, okay, is open. Vector out back, that's cool. Then we pop the last one. Okay, otherwise we push the current character. Okay. If it's closed, and it's the previous one wasn't this, and V is not, V is empty. Okay, yeah, then return false. Cool. Yeah, so that took the first one. Oh no, man, it's all good. Push the back. That makes sense. I've never seen any C++ code that did anything real in less than like thousands of lines. It's always a lot of lines. So we got a vector, vectors, characters. Okay, so that's like the multi-stack thing you talked about. Analyze strings. C equals a star. Okay. Then we go through and we push analyze strings at I. What is analyze strings at I? Strings 1. Analyze strings. I'll push back. Oh, okay. I see. I see. Okay, so we're basically pushing the item that's already on there. Okay, that's cool. So it ends up putting it. We push to the end of it whatever was already on there. While I is less than the size. Okay. Second start. Okay, so if I understand it correctly, you basically kind of this is kind of like what I call the human approach, where it's like you kind of look at it like I did it when I was just kind of cleaning up things by hand, where you basically try to kind of clean up and apply these characters and kind of jiggle it into place. Okay. Oh, okay, that makes sense. That's really cool. That'll run it. Oh yeah, I don't have a main, but cool, man. Yeah, it's nice to see C++. It's neat. All right, very cool. Well, I'm gonna get out of here. You guys have a good night.